It was a good turnaround. England almost got it, but India just put them back. A thrilling finish, and there's a lot to talk. Welcome, Maitreya. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think I'll give you a match summary on this. India losing the toss and they were put to bat first again. And to summarize this, it's exciting because India and England have a very different way of approaching the game. India, they started steadily, adding quietly runs on 450s from the Indian team. Virat Kohli, Dhawan, Rahul, and Krunal Pandya, and they bashed the England bowlers at the death. So what they could pile up is 317. It was not a very good score, but as it was a batting pitch, and England, as I said, they had a different way of approaching. They started with firework. Bairstow and Roy almost took the game away, but then Shardul, Thakur, and Prasidh Krishna just quietened them, and they were balled out for 251. So my thread talked me on the selection from both the sides.
Yeah, so on the selection on both the sides, India's side, I really felt was great if you see because starting with Rohit Sharma, Shikar, the combination had been really good. The Rohit Sharma hit only 28. That's not a problem because Shikar managed to hit 98, just 2 runs short of essentially. So very good comeback from Shikar Dhawan, and Virat Kohli also played a really good innings, 56. And Shreyas Iyer came, he couldn't do much, but it was a good selection of Shreyas Iyer along with Rahul. They had backed him up, and he had really shown this time that he can do it because I actually felt Rahul was out of form and we should give him rest, but I feel he has really taken the chance and used it well, and he has got it back. So I feel Rahul is again good, and then Hardik Pandya is also a really good choice because he's an all-rounder and he can bowl as well as bat. And Krunal Pandya was a brilliant choice because he's a left-hander. He really batted well, though he didn't bowl that well, but he batted really well, 58 and 31. The last few runs that made India to go to a total of 317. His last 2 runs, because of him only, they could hit. So he hit those 58 were really important, the fast 58. So and then India even had Shardul Thakur, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Kuldeep Yadav, Prasidh Krishna. All of them really good bowlers, except Kuldeep Yadav was expensive because Bairstow went on hitting, but I feel we can give him one more chance the next match. So it was really, really brilliant squad from India. The playing 11 were really brilliant. Coming to England side, the openers really good pair, Jason Roy and Johnny Bairstow. Both of them really were hitting the first few overs. Like a T20, they started the match. And then Ben Stokes. As I said, Ben Stokes, the middle order there, after the wicket falls of the opener, I feel England is not able to take on the pressure. So we need one person who can come one down, a real person. Bairstow, I feel, is good in the middle order more than coming one down. So Bairstow should have gone a little downer. I feel Ian Morgan should have come up, but that didn't happen. And then Ian Morgan, 22, that was a relief there in between 30 balls he batted. So it was a relief there, not getting a wicket for some time. But he couldn't stand longer. And with Josh Butler, we thought bringing him down the order to the middle order will give some stability for England, but that has not been the case. So they have to really work on this middle order. And Sam Billings, 18 of 22, I feel that was really decent there because he already injured himself. Some collarbone injury he had got. So I feel batting with that thing was really good for him. It was like a decent total. And then Moin Ali did bat well, 30 runs there, important, those were. But they couldn't do. Sam Curran, Tom Curran, they couldn't hold on for long. Adil Rashid. So and then Mark Wood. So if you talk about England bowlers in them, Mark Wood had bowled really brilliant because he's taken 2 wickets and given himself 75 overs. And Sam Curran had bowled well because he had only economy of 4, though he didn't take any wickets. And Tom Curran, he had economy of 6, he didn't take a wicket. He gave us 63 runs in 10 overs. And then Ben Stokes, he also had really good economy, only 4.25. In 8 overs, he gave away 34 runs, only 34 runs. And then Adil Rashid, 9 overs, he gave us 66 runs. He was a bit expensive, but he actually would have got a wicket. He would have got the wicket of Shikar Dhawan, but Moin Ali had dropped it, so it was bad luck. And then Moin Ali was really beaten there. 3 overs, 28 runs he had given, so that was a lot of runs he had given. So if you look at the squad, just the batting middle order has to be really concern it's for them, for England. They have to look on that part. And bowlers also, all of them should have consistency. That's what is important. Or else it's a good squad for England also.
Okay, yes, absolutely. And we would like to talk about this milestone from Virat Kohli. Virat has reached fast. He's the fastest one to 10,000 one-day international runs at home, surpassing Ricky Ponting. So this man, he just breaks records, right, man?
Yes, each time, in every year, I feel he creates new records, he breaks new records. So he's a fastest, so that's really great because we have seen him with so many centuries, half centuries, and recently he wasn't in form. It's like he used to perform 1, 2 matches, but he didn't perform that well. But now I feel he's back in form. He's back to the form, and I feel he'll be going on for breaking more and more records and creating new records. That's what I feel he'll be doing.
Okay, now we'll have a look at India's batting. So Rohit Sharma 28, then Shikar Dhawan 98. Missed out on hated it because he had a comeback. He lost spot in the T20 internationals, and then he had a comeback and century would have given him a lot of confidence and that's thing to celebrate. But 98 missed out on a century, and even Bairstow did later. But the 198, and then uh, I want to talk about this. His strike rate is just 92. It's always been a problem with him, but it's a one day game, so not much matter about that. But how do you feel about Maitreya? About Dhawan's 98? He was dropped out of the T20s, and then bringing him back into this one day internationals. He just showed what he's capable of, and he said that he deserves a spot there. So his performance is that, right?
Yes, so Dhawan 98, it was really worth watching because he really went for the shots at the right time. Just that, but he was really lucky in that innings. If you see, at 16, when he was 16 runs, he was dropped. Then again, when he was about 59, or sometime he was again dropped by Moeen. So he was lucky. Means it was like everyone wanted him to score big and come back to the squad. Everyone wanted him to come back. So he was lucky and he used the chances very well because after he was dropped, he didn't get out really soon. He went and batted a long, long time. So I feel whenever he got lucky, also he used those chances and all his shots also very nicely he played. As a ODI batsman, he has really played well. I really feel he deserved a century there. I just felt sad. I was waiting for him to hit the century, but I just felt sad he couldn't. But I feel he'll again make a pretty good comeback. I think he'll hit more centuries in the future. So looking at the innings, I really felt it gave the start for India. Rohit Sharma was out, but it gave the start for India. What kind of start you will want? That start was given because of him. So I feel that's a really great innings.
It was a great innings. And then Virat 56, was expecting a century from him, but disappointing. And now I think it just makes me to really get another century in the future, because how many days are over? 450 days plus he hasn't got a century, and he's a world class player. So people are waiting for his century. Horrible that he didn't get to his century, but 56 isn't a bad score, and he's a world class player, and getting that 50s is very good. But just wanted him to get a century. Then Shreyas Iyer 6, and then KL Rahul 62 not out, and then Krunal Pandya 58 not out. But talk to me on this KL Rahul. He was dropped at the 50 20. They just backed him up a lot in the T20s, and then he couldn't prove himself well, and then now he has come back in form. Uh, and IPL is coming, so he can prove himself enough. And then talk me on this. Yeah, talk me on this decision also. They dropped Rishabh Pant, who was in form, and to bring KL Rahul instead of him. And a lot of people believe that when the KL Rahul has that wicket keeping gloves, he hits runs. Beat in Punjab Kings last year, Orange Cap winner, and then even before that, he scored runs with that wicket keeping gloves. Not always, but people believe that when he wears a wicket keeper, when he's a wicket keeper, he hits runs. So I think that was the reason they gave him as a wicket keeper, and then he just showed what he could do. 62 not out. So talk me on this, Maitri, on the decision and also his comeback.
Yes, so his comeback it is good because 4 matches he couldn't perform well, and many are doubting him. Many are telling that he's not good now. You leave him, but since although he's are full of out of form, still he has batted bravely in the end. And 62-43 is a really good innings, because I really felt England, even if you would have hit a lower score, some would have felt India won by 66 runs, so the last few runs are not important. But I feel those last few runs are really important because those last few runs put a pressure on England. That's why they had to hit because their run rate was becoming more and more for their required run rate. They had to hit and they became out. So the pressure was mounting and on England. So the pressure came because KL Rahul and Krunal Pandya hit those last few 100 run partnership there. So I really feel that their 50s are really important. KL Rahul, talking about his 50, I feel it was really special for him because after a long time sitting on the bench for so many matches, not playing any other test matches, and then getting T20s not able to play well. So I think he would have really worked hard for this innings and come up, but he has really showed a lot of maturity, responsibility, and the way he has played, I really liked it. He and Krunal Pandya on his debut, he guiding Krunal Pandya there, telling him both of them playing nicely, getting those quick runs as well as hitting those shots. So KL Rahul really played as though he has been hitting centuries all this while. That much confidence was there in him from the time he started to bat. So if you see, I don't know that he hits runs only if he's a wicket keeper. I don't know about that, but that's uh, that's like being true because when he's a wicket keeper, he has hit a lot of runs. So I don't know if that's really fully considered like that, but it's just I feel it's just a coincidence there. So I don't really believe in that, but because I believe in his capability as a batsman, not just because he's a wicket keeper, he can bat well. I feel his capability as a batsman is a little bit more than that, limiting to all these coincidences. So, as a batsman, he's really been incredible, and I feel in the next match also he can play more nicely.
Yeah, but talk me on the decision. They got in KL Rahul, the man not in form, instead of Rishabh Pant, who had a brilliant Test series, not a bad T20I international in
I
T20 series,
I
and
feel they
then here.
got him. I feel they got KL Rahul because one thing they had trust in KL Rahul. Second thing, he's really been playing extraordinarily, so you just cannot drop him off like that. And I feel the main reason is Rishabh Pant. More than Rishabh Pant, I feel KL Rahul is a better in wicket keeping because we have really seen KL Rahul is a really great wicket keeper, and in many of the ODI series also he has wicket keep in the past 1.5 years. So I feel that's why they preferred him in the ODIs as wicketkeeper. Though in the T20s, Rishabh Pant was a keeper. I feel in ODIs they preferred him because uh, as a wicketkeeper, I feel he's really done extraordinarily. Even for other teams, also like in domestic cricket, also he has wicket kept and he has done really well. So that's why I feel they felt that he's better than Rishabh Pant in keeping. So I feel that's the reason they chose him, but that may not be the reason, but I just feel it's that's the reason.
Okay, well, they had a lot of confidence in him. So yeah, and then Krunal Pandya, it just extraordinary. The man on debut, getting a 50, and not just a 50 man, the fastest 50 on debut. Krunal Pandya, and that he got it in 26 balls, around 26 balls, and then he paid tribute to his late father. He was emotional, and then Hardik Pandya was happy, and shortly his father too.
Yes, Krunal Pandya's innings, I really liked it because on a debut, someone with so much confidence playing is really great because both the debutants, you see, Prasidh Krishna and Krunal Pandya. Krunal Pandya gave it with the bat, Prasidh Krishna gave it with the ball. So both of them really performed well. They had what I say the dream debut. So that's really great for him. And as you have said, even his father, if his father would have been alive, it would be a more bigger achievement. He would have seen it alive. But is really happy for him. I'm really happy for him because so many years after the IPL also he's performed brilliantly in the IPL. He was waiting for this call up, this kind of call up for the Indians, and he has really proved in the one chance that he has been given. So I feel it's very special for him as well as it's a chance that he deserved after all these years of hard work and after all these years of playing cricket. I feel he really deserved this chance. So I really feel that is great. And if he improves in the bowling a little bit more, I feel he can really fix his spot really well in the team. Because if Jadeja comes, it will be a little more of confusion whom to choose. So if he even continues to bowl really well, I feel he can really fix his spot in the team.
Yes, Maitreya, I just want to talk on this. For Jadeja, how many replacements in all three formats we have? For Jadeja replacement in the test side, we have seen Aksa Patel shining in T20Is, Washington Sundar, not a great T20 series, but but will be the replacement for Jadeja anytime. And for the one day international side, I think the Krunal Pandya can be just shown on his debut. So Ravindra Jadeja is a man that plays all formats, and he has one single player only means one player from for each format to fit replacement for him. So I think that's one fun fact I would like to say in this podcast. Okay, we'll move on. And one question to go, Maitreya. I think England's death bowling is bad. Now you can't expect Mark Wood to bowl at death, and now you can say how much England are missing Jofra Archer, and they don't have the options also there to pick whom to bowl at the death. Sam Curran bowls at death for the CSK well, so I think could they use him here? Because they don't have many options there. Domestic players, England domestic players, they don't have very experienced players, and you can't expect Mark Wood to bowl at the death.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a really good option because we have already seen bowling from the start and bowling in the middle overs also. He has been very economical. You see, Sam Curran just 4.8 in the last match. In 10 overs, he gave a 48 runs only. So I feel we could try more because out of all the bowling options that they have now, if Jofra Archer is gone, it's a really big blow for them. And out of all the others remaining, I feel Sam Curran is a better option because one thing is a left-hander, and one thing he's already been in those situations when he bowls at that bowling because, as I said, he has done for CSK, and I feel he has already done it before, like for the local T20 matches or anything like the domestic cricket. So I feel he should be given the chance because since they have very less options as of now, since they have very less options in the bowling, I feel they have to go with what they have and they have to try out because until they try out, they won't get what to do because since one player is missing, Joe Fracture is missing, we cannot find a replacement for Joe Fracture in one man because Joe Fracture did a lot of things and no one could replace him in just one person. So two, three bowlers will be equal to Joe Fracture, as I say, because Joe Fracture bowls that kind of standard. So it's a real loss for them. And feel trying out Sam Curran is worth a try because Sam Curran also has bowled in a lot of places. He has traveled throughout the world. So I feel trying him is a really worth a try.
Yeah, that's fair. Now we'll have a look at England's batting. So, as I said, Bairstow with ultra aggressive approach, and it all looked good until the 15th over, and things just began to collapse. The 134 for zero, and then 251 all out. So, what happened there? You can't just believe Prasidh Krishna and Shardul Thakur. Initially, they were expensive, and then after the wicket of Jason Roy, things just began to go in India's favor. They almost won it, England, but again they just lost it, I would say. And one thing I can tell about the Indian team, seeing Prasidh Krishna's performance, is that each and every Indian player can perform at the great heights. If you give a chance to each player, I think on his debut, he will perform well because. But one thing is, they just need a chance because you see a lot of domestic cricket, and I think the IPL has helped them a lot because Big Bash League they allow only two overseas players to play, and IPL they allow four overseas players to play. So a lot of experienced players come to their franchises, and then they play against other teams, and you know they just learn a lot of things from IPL. Credits to the IPL and the BCCI for this. And Prasidh Krishna, brilliant from him. And then Shardul Thakur, he bowled economically after getting wicket and also got wickets. And then Moeen Ali, Sam Billings, they tried to stitch a big partnership. They could get 41-run partnership, but after that, it just began to collapse and England just lost it by 66 runs. So Virat Kohli's team, India, started on a positive note, you could say, because they didn't want to lose again and have a fight back and come back sorts of things because they have been doing this in this entire series. They lose the first match and then they win and they come back. So they didn't want to do it. First match, a victory for Indian team. But talk me on this, Maitreya, on England's selection. What changes should we expect in England's side?
So since they have this upcoming match, it's tough to say because already Morgan and Sam Billings both are in doubt whether they'll play because both got injured in the last match. So we are in doubt.
Yep.
Okay, so it's going to be really tough for England. This match already lost Jofra Archer, and they don't have players to rely on because if you see, the team is not that good. So they as you see in this match they have given a good start. Jofra, I mean the Johnny Bairstow and Jason Roy, they went after as if it was the T20 they started, but once the wicket fell, the middle order collapsed. Even with Eoin Morgan and Sam Billings, it collapsed. Now without them both, it will be really tough. I don't know if they'll stand because this match they got all out in 42 overs, and if they're going to go with this,
And Maitreya,
yes.
Ben Stokes, they made him to play at three. So I expected a lot from Ben Stokes because he usually bats nicely at number three. They promoted him, but he couldn't get it there. So who will fill that slot there at Ian Morgan and Sam Billings, all at the middle order? And middle order is flopping a lot. So I think pressure will be on Josh Butler, and I don't know what they are going to do, right?
Yeah, that's the thing because uh, all these players in the team itself, they hadn't been able to chase the target. So I feel with Sam Billings and Morgan not in the squad, I feel it will be really a tough job for them because if you've seen the middle order, they had given a good start, but after the openers got out, I feel the middle order couldn't even try to withstand the pressure and everything there. They couldn't hit the wickets in hand. So that's a really problem. But if you see, the required run rate was really less because they had started like a T20, but they kept losing wickets also like a T20. So that's a problem for them. They're not playing like a ODI. That's a problem. They have to play like a ODI and go for it because
Oh, I want to tell you about what Ian Morgan
yes,
had on this because they in his press conference they asked him why England team always does this. He told that England have always been successful by batting aggressively in the top for almost 5 years, and that's why they were the top one international team. And you said that the top order actually bats out well in the opening partnership, comes out well, and then middle order tries to keep that momentum and tries to take it a little further. But here, in this case, India outplayed them. That's what he said, and he said that there are no changes to that, and of their approaching, and there are not going to be major changes, and they think that's their natural game. So I don't know how they are going to play the second and third one day international, but they
I
believe that's the way they play. So I don't know how it makes sense because now middle order, it's a big problem, and without Sam Billings was been doing extraordinary for England in the one day internationals, and Ian Morgan the captain. So I don't know, not so sure whether these two are living, but if uh, probabilities are higher. They are out. So I don't understand about that. Maybe Livingstone or they have some squad replacements. So I don't know what they will do.
Yeah, so I feel they'll put in Livingstone because Livingstone is a batsman and they don't really have so many options. Because if they're going to play the natural game here, because I feel with India they should change their approach because they're not the strong team now. If you see, all are not in form for them. So I feel they have to change their approach and play a normal game, not how they think it is. Because once the openers get out, they are given a brilliant start. That's not a problem. But the middle order is not able to withstand. So they have to just look for the middle order to withstand, or else the open up partnership is brilliant. So I feel they will bring in Liam Livingstone, because he's a batsman there. I feel
Mm.
to fill the slot, and yeah, they have to really work on it. And even their bowling also, they have to look for. Uh, they have to look for the good bowlers there who have some variations, and good dead bowler also they have to look out for.
Yeah. And for India, I just want to see what their 11 looks like in the second T20. Shreyas Iyer and Rohit Sharma are injured, so might they might not play, and probabilities are high. And what I would like them to do is bring in Rishabh Pant. You could play him as a wicketkeeper or as a pure batsman. You could do any of them, but bring in Rishabh Pant, bring him and play and put him in the place of Shreyas Iyer in the middle order, and you could bring in Surya Kumar Yadav and then move KL Rahul to opening because he's come back in form. And if KL Rahul opens, then Surya Kumar Yadav easily fits into the middle order. So I think it's fine here, the 11. And then I don't to talk about talk about Kuldeep Yadav. I think he was expensive last night, and I just don't know why he's doing like this because he has a very less chance now, and unless and until he performs well in the IPL or here, he won't get a chance again. He won't get a call up again. So I think Kuldeep Yadav must play with that intent uh, to be into the to be in the squad and play with that intent, and because there are Yuzendra Chahal waiting and a lot of quality spinners coming up, Varun Chakravarti and a lot of players from the IPL and domestic cricket. So I think uh, Kuldeep Yadav needs to keep that in mind and play. And I hope he comes back well. And if he gets a chance in the second T20 one day international, it would be fine. But I don't know what the team management will do. But mostly they might get in Yuzendra Chahal. But I think this is going to be the 11, you could say. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think this is what our preview and review of the India England Monday International Series. And thank you, Maitreya, for coming. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this show. And if you're watching this on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, please don't forget to review us, rate us. It will help us a lot. And subscribe to our podcast wherever you are listening this. And until the next episode, goodbye.